to our second topic, which is going to be which one are we going with? Are we going with the PS5 or are we going with Game of the Decade?
PS5.
Okay, let's talk about the PS5 conference, the PlayStation conference that happened at the time of this recording about a week ago, or last Friday actually. But so let's talk about it. I'm going to go down the list based on when it happened. We're not going to go through the whole conference, just some of the highlights. I picked 3 things. Tyler picked 3 things, and Ashton picked 3 things. First thing that we're going to talk about is the first thing that they showed, which was GTA 5 is coming to the PlayStation 5. Ashton, why did you want to talk about this?
Well, I mean, it's at first glance, it's gonna be enhanced. That's cool. They're gonna push out a new update. I mean, it just makes sense for them to do. But they also said they'd be expanding it, in the trailer. So I'm curious as to what they meant by that.
Yeah, it's definitely weird wording. Like you don't just put enhanced and or expanded and enhanced, because normally you just say, oh, it's enhanced for the next gen console. It's like, all right, cool, whatever. But they did say the words expanded, so I don't know what that means. Like, will we finally get to see the solo single player DLC that we've been wanting for like the last, I don't know, how long has this game been out? Like almost 10 years. By the time this game comes out, it'd be almost 10 years.
I don't know.
I think it's 2013 because we voted it for 2013 Game of the Year. I think, or yeah, I think that's it. Yes, we're gonna go with that. For it's coming 2021, so coming next year, not anytime soon, because there is no early release. It just says 2021. Tyler, do you feel anything in your Ghiblies about GTA 5 getting put on a third console?
Better fucking be different. Wow, 7 years and it'll be done.
Mm-hmm.
The DLCs are following up, so I would only hope if they're moving it to next gen, that opens up an opportunity for bigger and better things. You have more better hardware to work with. You're not limited in any way. Maybe an expansion of the world itself. Maybe
Could be.
the consoles could handle that. Like just something different, something new. Not giving us GTA 6 right away. Just you gotta keep us entertained.
Yeah, that is the thing with us getting GTA 5, and obviously GTA Online will be coming along with it. What is that GTA 6 doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. Like it seems like that's a 22, 23, maybe 24 release, with the fact of, because I mean, Rockstar's even said the only way that GTA 5 is going to die is that we have to kill it. So,
yeah, pretty much.
It's going to be interesting.
They can really take their time with GTA 6.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have so much money now. So it's just like they're still getting passive income.
It's not only one game anymore, though, too. I mean, you got the Red Dead people also paying some money for that, for those.
Yeah, but I think it's a different studio.
It's still Rockstar. Like the brand still gets it. I mean, Take-Two really gets it, but it's Rockstar. The brand still gets the money, and then they split them out amongst the things. But yeah, it's definitely crazy that we're getting GTA 5 for a third time, and you know what that means? That means we're gonna buy it a fucking third time. And you know what's even worse? Huh? It does have smart delivery?
So?
Yeah.
I don't. Well, the PlayStation didn't say that, so we'll see if that comes to PlayStation. I know they've been very selective on some of the games that are getting that on their end. Maybe GTA.
I mean, it should, because I'm sure it's not like quite. It's similar, but it's not quite the same thing. But like, we already have smart delivery. Like,
yeah,
you get an Xbox One, you can get the Xbox One X enhanced version for free.
For some games, yes, but I don't know if
for all games,
not
for all games
not
that
all
are
time.
Enhanced, yeah.
For example, like Madden. Madden is a timed version of that. So if you buy Madden on Xbox One, I think your redemption is like, I think March, and then if you don't get it within that time frame, you do not get it for Series X. So there are some games that are timed exclusive on that. So you got to pay attention.
I meant for like the One X though. I'm talking about the One X right now, like what we already have. You're talking about the Series X, next gen.
Wait, what? What are you trying to? Okay, I may have been. What was your point then? What were you saying then?
Well, my point was that a lot of these, like we already get smart delivery for free on current gen games. If we get an Xbox One X, not a Series X, a One X,
Yeah.
what we have,
Yep.
we get those updates for free. But again, it is based on the developer.
What do you mean by updates? Oh, like an HD version
Like
of
Halo
it?
5, like Halo 5 is Xbox One X enhanced. You get
Okay.
that update for free if you have a One X.
That's what you're saying. Okay, well, smart delivery is if you purchase it, you get the game on the other console for free. That's what smart delivery is. So if you buy, hey, if you, for example, CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk
Right.
2077. If you bought Cyberpunk, if you were buying Cyberpunk on Xbox One, you will get the Xbox Series X version for free because
Right.
of the upgrade. Now that's
Right. That's the same thing as what I just said.
well, you're just saying enhanced on the one.
Yeah,
That's not. That's
the
just
same
enhanced
Pretty
on the
much the
one
same
is
thing.
just a graphic situation. I'm talking about you get the game on the Series X for free. So the two consoles you have to buy the game. Okay, so smart delivery is you buy the game on one generation of the console, you get the other generation of the console for free. That is a timed thing that's
Correct.
happening for specific games. It's not on all
Right.
games, and PlayStation doesn't have that unless it's specified. I think they just revealed that one of the games will have that. I don't know if that was Cyberpunk. I would have to check. It was some big game that is also getting smart delivery. But that's not what they're calling it. That's an Xbox branded thing. That's their own thing. If you
Right.
get Destroy All Humans on the Xbox, the first one, if you get that on the Xbox, there is an update that's called the enhanced update of that. That is just you're just getting a graphic upgrade. There's no difference. You can literally play that on any console. It's not a big deal. But like the smart delivery, that phrase is for specifically the Xbox One to the Series X. That's a generational term that they're using. It's confusing as shit, and I wish the Xbox didn't use it because it just puts into the fact of what is smart delivery and does all games have that. As far as we know, most of them do on Xbox, but not all of them. But I don't know. It to me is seeing GTA 5. I hope you're right. I hope there's an upgrade and that if I bought it on the one console, I don't have to buy it again because I've bought it on PC, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and yeah, I've bought it 3 times so far. So
Ugh.
yeah, that's what happens. And then my dad bought it, so I've seen too many copies of that freaking game. But
What's next?
the next one is we'll go into what Tyler thinks about this one. Spider-Man Miles Morales. This is the standalone sort of game, full game. I guess it's a full game.
DLC.
Yeah. What was that?
No, it just doesn't have the runtime that the first Spider-Man had.
Yeah, it's not the $60 level of it. I think it is coming out at 40. Is it, or did they even say that? But anyway, how do you feel about Spider-Man Miles Morales? We're getting some.
I need to fucking get that game. I have to. It's like it looks great, and I also did want to play the original, like the first Spider-Man to come out. Was it just like Marvel's Amazing Spider-Man or whatever?
Yeah, it came out last year.
I wanted to play that too, but like this one, I gotta play it. It looks nice. They had one of the songs I really like in the trailer. That's what made me super hype. I streamed it that day too. It was like it's Jaden Smith and Kid Cudi On My Way or whatever. That song I feel like fitted perfectly.
It was really
and
good
I'm gonna say this now. Shout out to the black people that work at Insomniac. Because Miles Morales got himself a fucking fade.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at the character models of both in the Spider-Man, in Marvel Spider-Man, the one that just recently came out, and then this trailer, and he definitely looks more realistic. Like he doesn't, like in the other game, he just looks like some character, but in this one, he actually looks like they focused on his character model. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we need African American people to have more like defined hairstyles, and they did it. Which shout out to Insomniac. I want to play this game. Get money for a PlayStation 5. That'd be my first purchase.
Gotta get that all digital edition.
Probably, yeah. Fucking disc because I get it. If I get it as a gift from my brother and he like messes up a disc, I'm gonna give him a fade. Right? That's the end of that. You better not.
Make him fade to black.
Yeah,
But
yeah, go ahead.
I need to play it. Like I said, I'm really excited about it. It looks good. I was excited for the other one to come out. I didn't watch anybody play the first one, so I'm glad for that because I always knew I want to play this game. I'm waiting for that release.
Yeah, I mean, I played it at PAX, and then I also own it. And when I played it at PAX, I'm like, yeah, I mean, the swinging feels very fluid. I wouldn't necessarily give it. I mean, I understand why some people would have given it Game of the Year. I did not think it was really at the quality of that. Because I felt like there were some things that they could have tweaked on, where it's like, I hate when games like try to force you to do side mission stuff. They're like, yeah, you maybe want to go do that thing so you don't get the snot kicked out of you, and then go and do that 7 more times, and you're like, okay, I kind of want to get back to the story now. But of what the game looks great. I mean, running on a PS4 Pro, I ran it in HDR, and the colors pop. It looks great. Insomniac did a great job on it. It was a sad moment when they made the game too good, because then Sony bought Insomniac, so we will not be seeing Sunset Overdrive anytime soon. But it's I mean, it's cool to see that that they got the recognition that Insomniac is kind of always needed, and the fact that PlayStation didn't pick them up sooner actually shocked me. But it's definitely cool to see that this game put them on the map and actually made it so that Disney starts thinking about, oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't just focus on one company making our freaking franchise of games. Like, maybe we should split them up. So, and they don't have to correlate to the movies. It could be just, here's a Spider-Man game, like, and it leaves more of a creativeness to the studio. So, I'm curious to see what we're gonna see with Miles now. But yeah. The next one that we have here is Ashton's pick, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. We got to see a gameplay trailer, and then we got to see a little bit of gameplay along with it, with the whole dimensional warping and things like that they can do in this game. But why did this stand out to you?
It just looked really cool and like a lot of fun. It looked really chaotic. I didn't ever own a Ratchet and Clank game. I played the demo at the store when that was a thing back in the 2000s. Yeah, I don't know. It just looked really good. It looked like a lot of fun. Something fresh, something different, because we don't have any other games like it right now. So it's definitely filling an empty space.
Yeah, a little 3D platformer sort of game.
Yeah. 'Cause, we had like Lucky's Tale, but I mean that's
a baby game. Tyler, did this stand out to you a little bit, or you moved on from it?
Ratchet and Clank, I don't know. I feel like with this one, I thought like the first one didn't play it, like the first, I guess, remaster they did. Was that like a whole like?
That was a remake. That was like a reboot.
That's the thing that kind of throws me off. I would need to play that one first. I honestly thought that one was just a remaster, so I was like, "Oh, this is pretty fucking." I had to play this one, but this one it doesn't feel like the same, because I said, and the first one back then was Going Commando. I'm pretty sure. And I think the second one was Up Your Arsenal. And I played the shit out of Up Your Arsenal, own it. So I just thought, oh, we're just gonna get another version of that. But I'm looking at this game like, this is not Up Your Arsenal. So I need to get what's going on. Like, I need to probably either watch somebody play the first one or pick up the first one myself, play it. Maybe it would make. But I'm excited for it just because it's Ratchet and Clank. I love the game. I guess the storyline is what I'm lost in, so I would definitely need to look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's coming at a good time of continuing a major PlayStation franchise. I mean, Ratchet and Clank are as much a part of PlayStation as Kratos and Nathan Drake and stuff. So it is cool to see that they're coming back. And then they introduced a new character, what seems to be a female version of. Now Ratchet is the. What is he? What is he?
Ratchet is the Lombax. He's like the mammal.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, what? He's not like. Yeah, I thought he was something unique, in which that is what that is. But yeah, he's. It's cool to see that they're going to introduce a new character. And Ratchet and Clank are always known for introducing some wild and zany characters. I've always seen it from afar. I've never actually played a Ratchet and Clank game, but it's cool to see that there's a 3D platformer that might be coming out, and the whole warping thing looks crazy. So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
The next game that this is Tyler's pick, Kenna Bridge of Spirits. I think I'm pronouncing that right. We got to see a cinematic trailer / gameplay sort of thing. I wrote it down that it's a very beautiful looking game. Looks like an animation level of quality, and I believe it's an exclusive. But why did this game stand out to you, Tyler?
It reminded me. It's old game that came out called the Cameo. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I don't think doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, it's old game. I think it was even on the original Xbox. I have to go as far as saying. I think like it was like a girl who could transform into different things. It gave me that artwork kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
Just look like, even though like it's supposed to be childish, it got very dark all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Over here, well, these like fucking like fur balls and shit, chilling. And next thing you know, this thing that looks not even from this world is coming to kill you. It's like she's a little girl and she was beating ass. And there's ray tracing in that.
Oh yeah, and that's definitely where we will be seeing a lot of that in the next gen of ray tracing. That's the big thing.
Mm-hmm. Of 2021 ray tracing. If it has ray tracing, it's good automatically. But enough. I learned ray tracing in my game design class. That was fun. Yeah, I just think it looks good. Like I said, it may look childish at first, but it looks like it could be very entertaining. It gives me also like a some of the colors give me like a Ori, not as vibrant as Ori, but sort of like a Ori feel to it.
Nice.
It could be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it looks really cool. I don't know what I mean. It could have been an engine. It definitely looked like it was an engine. And I think we saw gameplay. So yeah, I mean it looks crazy, awesome. So, Ashton, any words on it?
No.
Okay. We move on to Godfall, which is PlayStation 4's big exclusive company. Or sorry, this is a PS5 game that's coming out in holiday 2020. So this year. And Tyler, this was also your pick. What stood out with Godfall? This medieval sort of thing? I mean, fantasy sort of style?
You can take it more than medieval. It's like it's kind of
close to fantasy.
It's like Dark Souls and like Final Fantasy had a weird love child. It's like while it gives me a Dark Souls kind of feel, it goes way further than that. The combat looks clean, graphics clean, and just like the premise of it, I don't really understand what the fuck the story is, but the fighting just looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to look more into that.
Ashton, this was also on your radar after during the draft. Actually, I believe you drafted this game. So now that you've seen some gameplay of it, how do you feel of it?
Oh, it looks way better than when I first saw it.
That's good.
The gameplay looks fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
Godfall so big it crashed my stream. I know.
Yeah, dude, that game actually looks super nice. It'll definitely be a purchase after I get digital PS5 because I'm not gonna get a normal one because I'm poor.
Well, we don't know the prices.
You know, unless
even after all this,
unless you guys are trying to hit up our PayPal.
Yeah, head over to twitch.tv/Primal_Target and subscribe. Yeah, I mean, after watching this, I was like, this is a unique choice of music for this game. And but yeah, it definitely looks cool. I mean, it doesn't really float my boat too much, but I mean, I'll love it from afar. I respect it for what it is. It's just not my style of game. So, the next one was Deathloop, which is from man, I did not look it up. I was gonna look it up. It is a sort of a time loop, first person kind of game. Has a grindhouse look to it, which I was like, I really love this style, this like old kind of grainy 70s vibe that I have to it. Dropped the F-bomb on a PlayStation live stream, which I thought was a bold move. Yeah, I think it definitely looks cool. Like, and it's Bethesda's. It's a Bethesda game, but I'm trying to find out who actually is making this game. Did this stand out to anybody else? Deathloop?
Yeah, that looked tight.
It's like to me, it was like a okay. I'm concerned about is the person, because it's like you're like the guy, and there's a girl hunting you who takes fun in killing you. Is that going to be an actual person online?
No, I
It's going to be
believe
like,
it's a part of the story. This goes back to Bethesda's conference last year because they also announced this. That's when they announced Deathloop. Whereas I think this is a. So I'm reading here that Deathloop. What you need to know about Arcane's new first-person shooter. So it is a first-person shooter game. I think that's going to be like these two different storylines going around. And you kind of solving this because there's obviously a story. I mean, Arcane is known for that. So, I am definitely curious. I'm going on Bethesda's website here. Hopefully, they don't kick a trailer
like
on
I
here.
think at one point they give you the perspective of the woman. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
That's why
we did see that at the end of the trailer. Yes.
like different sides, like yourself. I would enjoy that too. It to me, honestly just feels like a more modern day espionage, more espionage than Dishonored.
Mm-hmm. It definitely gave me Dishonored vibes, which I'm trying to see what Arcane has done, and I believe they did do Dishonored. I'm trying to figure that out. But I'm also seeing here on their website a killer next-gen shooter coming to PlayStation 5 and PC. They did not say Xbox.
Oh, they did not.
Which would be a very bold move on Bethesda's part because they obviously have always teamed up on things like that. So I'm looking up now Deathloop on Xbox One. Let's see here. Deathloop PC PS5. It says on IGN. Arcane Studios. So that's gonna be interesting if they pull the whole exclusive thing. Now we don't know because Xbox has not done their conference yet, so we don't know what entirely they got going on. We could easily see in a month that this game's coming, and it's just marketing that they don't want you to. There could be a contract signed with Arcane to do this with them,
make it look like we're the only ones getting it.
Exactly, and it works. You'd be surprised.
And it does.
It works a lot.
Everybody thought the Xbox wasn't gonna get the next Resident Evil, but they are.
Yeah, and they also didn't think that they were gonna get Red Dead Redemption, and then they did. So the games that Arcane has made is they have made Prey, all the DLC to that, Dishonored, and Dishonored 2, and that seems to be the games that Arcane has worked on. So Dishonored, Prey, and then obviously the new Deathloop. So, but yeah. So that's that. It just looks cool. I like the style of the game, and I'll probably pick it up on PC because my PC will probably run better than a PlayStation 4, or 5. So fuck them. The next game on the list is Resident Evil 8 Village. I did pick this game, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think about it before I go into my Resident Evil spiel about this.
I mean, like it's kind of. It's really just a teaser trailer. There's nothing really to it.
It looked in engine though. That looked RE engine right there.
Yeah, it did. It did. I don't know. There's not much you can really say about it because they didn't really show a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. Tyler?
I didn't even beat 7. I just honestly, I feel like I don't know. If I didn't really like Resident Evil beforehand, not saying me and you had this conversation. I don't dislike Resident Evil. I'm more so not like a puzzle and horror kind of guy. I want like
it's how I feel about the fantasy style games. I love it from afar. I appreciate it, but it's not mine.
I enjoy watching people like speedrun and acting, but me playing it is like
stressful.
Stressful. It's just like after a while, it's like you get tired of running, bruh. It's not an MMO. Like I think in Resident Evil 2 remake, which I do want to see that to the end, so I'm probably gonna go back and beat it. I'm up to the part where Mr. X is actually running around and chasing your ass. You have to like find the parts for a fuse. But it's like I said, just the running around and all that. I don't know how I really like. I wasn't really a fan of Resident Evil 7 only for like the first person aspect. I did kind of like the third view, but of course they're gonna do. The thing I tell you I don't like about Resident Evil 8 is how fucking Chris looks.
Yeah, that was the main thing that threw me off. Obviously, Chris Redfield was rumored to be in Resident Evil 8, and then obviously we got the full on, hey, Chris, what are you doing? Bam, bam. And then he does his deal. And then that's the end of the trailer. And so we were like, well, there's obviously only one Chris. So,
I heard Chris is in a 7. Like, I've seen all the iterations of Chris. 7 has to be the most disgusting.
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where Resident Evil goes. And obviously, we're on the 8th freaking game, which is crazy. Like, that Resident Evil has now, like, revived itself, ironically. But it's like, but it's like, it's so interesting to see that this franchise has literally brought itself into becoming like what it was. They did what game companies should do, and it's part of the reason why, like, we can kind of touch upon EA throughout this talking of the PlayStation 5 reveal, but that's what I worry about Skate. I'm like, I was talking with Nate, my roommate, of I don't know if a Skate game, like if we got Skate 3 in the current gen console, I don't think that game's going to survive. Like, because that was a game for that time period. It wasn't, it's a different era of video games now. It's playing with the groups of friends. And if I can't do that in Skate, I don't know how like a 2010 game can revive itself. And we've seen
groups.
Yeah, you can play.
No, but what I'm saying is, if that's my point of it is, in using Skate as the example, is like, we've seen those types of games fail where they're like, oh, we're just going to do the same thing we did back then now. Tony Hawk did that. Fucking failed. No one wanted to play that shit, and it ran like garbage because they weren't used to playing that game anymore. Like, we've moved on, and that's how games have evolved into playing these other games, is like we keep going and moving forward and changing things, and eventually we get to a new modern era of like first-person shooters. A first-person shooter is not what we were playing 10, 15 years ago. It's totally different now. It's faster, it's more, team oriented. It's not run gun and like do your own shit. Like, if you want to win, you got to work as a team. Like, that's now what shooters are. So what Resident Evil did is they literally were like, we're going to go back to the drawing board and we're going to scare the shit out of whoever the fuck plays our game. And that's what 7 was. And then they were like, you know what's even scarier? Put the whole game in fucking VR and have them play it through the whole game. And like, they just revived it. They just took it and made it new again. And that's what they did with Resident Evil 2 and 3, where they were like, we can't have these tank controls. It's just not going to work. No one's going to want to play it. It's just not going to work. We're going to make it so that save points are more optional because games are longer. So they have to have a save spot. And everything that they did fixed those games into being a modern game. And that's why I think the RE team is really good at what they're doing right now. They're just knocking it out of the park. And it makes me so sad that Silent Hill did not get the treatment that it deserved from Konami. But hey, here we are in 2020 looking at PT wondering what happened. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens next with Resident Evil. But
I think it'll do fine. I don't. It was never one of those like top selling games, though. To be fair,
I do think I have
Sure.
like I can take a lot of like ideas from it, like giving off like games that come around nowadays. If you're gonna make it better, I would see like an implication. Like if you ever played like NBA games, have like a park, like basically like probably 100 people or so. Like in its different basketball courts, you could walk to this basketball court to play a game, but just everybody in there is a player, and something like that with Skate. Like everybody around you is in this big ass fucking park. Like, I have the technology to do it. I guarantee you the Xbox can handle, or the PlayStation can handle something like that. So just create like a big ass skate park and like drop in contest, or drop in, drop out contest. That would be really dope. But then again, let's not get into that. It's just a game. Okay.
yeah, I mean, like, it does go to. I mean, I want Skate to succeed. I know there's a lot of people that really love that game. I played Skate 3 and 2, but it's like, I don't want it to be like Mirror's Edge Catalyst, where everyone just bitched about they wanted a sequel to Mirror's Edge. EA was like, fine, we'll make the game. They made the game. It was really good. No one bought it. So this is really, but that's the thing. There's other companies that have done this too, but it's like, you got to vote for your wallet. As much as people complain about, I'm not going to buy Call of Duty this year until they fucking change it. Fine. But when a game does come out and you really want it, you need to support that game, and especially when it's an EA game, because they've been burned way too many times to like keep making a game. They wanted Mass Effect, they rushed a Mass Effect out. It fucking didn't hit. No one bought it. Everyone shat on it. It did have some bugs. They fixed it. No one went and gave them the time of day. So, and you know, it's really interesting to see where that's gonna land, and how like. I do really hope that Skate does succeed, but I mean we'll see what happens. Coming back to this, it comes to our last thing that we were going to talk about, which is the PS5 itself. Ashton, there was a lot of things that were announced really about the console itself, from things that it has built into it. They didn't go into specs wise; they just kind of said like it has this thing, and then they also announced some accessories that went around with that. But what stood out to you about the PS5 itself?
The design.
The design. Do you like it? Hate it?
I
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I don't mind it. I think I'd give it a 7.
A 7 on a 100-point scale, or just the solid?
On 10.
Okay.
Out of 10.
From 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay. 7. Tyler, what do you think about the design? Scale of 1 to 10. 10-point scale.
God damn it. Like a 5.5.
5.5. Okay. Yeah, for me, I'd probably give it a 6, if we were going on a 10-point scale. And I'll get into that in a second. So, Ashton, you gave it the highest of the scores. Why? What was the score you gave it? I can't remember.
7.
7. Why 7?
My thing is like, yeah, there's some weird shit going on. I don't like the fins. I think the fins are.
Have you seen the meme of Seto Kaiba's head on top of it? And it's
yeah,
like his
fucking
jacket.
lab coat. Yeah.
But so you don't like the fins. What do you like about it? Because you gave it a 7, which means that's good. So
I don't know. I don't mind the two. I think it would have looked better black.
Okay.
Just full black.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. So someone made a good point. I forgot who I was watching, but basically, it looks the way that we thought a long time ago that gaming consoles would look in the future. It's exactly what we thought it was, but now we don't really want that.
It looks like the Alienware Aurora. It
looks like an Alienware. I'm bringing back my old joke. That shit looked like something on Camino.
That was really good. That was a really good joke.
I'm gonna create like
the Camino joke is definitely great. Where you see you're gonna see Django Fett walking in the background when you're loading up your PlayStation.
I don't know. I just like that they went with a bold look.
It is bold. It's definitely bold.
I personally don't mind a console that stands out. I mean, it's not in my fucking living room. I don't play on a big screen TV. You know, if you're like, here's my thing. Like, if you look at like any serious gamers or people who have like a bunch of money to spend, they like to make their PC setup look really fucking cool. Like, go PAX BYOC, for example. Like, you have people with like RGB everything. You have people that literally make builds to be like aesthetically shocking just to like look at. Like, how the fuck did you make that? And I don't know. I feel like it's leaking into the console here. And I think it should be kind of celebrated, you know, just to be able to like go with bold designs. It doesn't have to be just for people who are casual gamers. You know, where it fits in with everything on your entertainment center, and that you're basically using it to play one game, mainly being Call of Duty, and using it as a Blu-ray player. Like, I don't think we need to make boring designs.
4K like Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
The new edition. It's the first.
Already exists on the Xbox One.
No, so, first time. Yeah, it is weird that was a selling point on the fucking video.
Like, I've had that's on like the S.
That is on the S. It is the only PlayStation to this day is the only console that does not have a 4K, like comparing to the Xbox and the PlayStation. Obviously, the Switch doesn't have it, but
I don't know. My thing is like I like that they went on the bold move. I kind of like it, but I have some misgivings about it. Like before I grade it too harshly, I want to know exactly why they made it that way.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any reasoning behind it in terms of like functionality, like how the Xbox looks, it looks like that, so they can keep it smaller, and the way that they have the cooling system working with the fans, everything's stacked up on top of each other like a hamburger.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah.
they did it all functionality. That's what Xbox design is, and this one's more for flair. I have a feeling. So that's the reason I gave it a 7.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it a 6, which is okay. I don't like white consoles. I think they are gaudy and they stand out way too much. It's part of the reason why my you did make some fair points. I just wanted to clarify. Ashton made some very fair points, and I agree with him on a lot of what he said. It's just me personally, I don't like white consoles. I never have owned one. I choose not to buy them because I don't like them sitting on my desk. Like, there's a big old white thing in front of me. As opposed to all of my consoles are black or they're special editions. So, like, my 360 is a Gears of War one, but it's dark red and black. My PS3 is dark blue. My PlayStation Pro is black, and my Xbox Series X is black. So, like, and my Switch is black. So, like, I prefer a darker console because in my mind, I'm very picky when it comes to borders around my screen. I would prefer. It's part of the reason why I thought the iPhone, when it had a white border around it, I thought looked terrible. Because every time I look at my screen, guess where my eyes are being drawn to? The fucking white square around my phone. So when they decided, I always owned a black screened iPhone. So if that mean I need to buy a space gray phone, I bought a space gray phone. I didn't care what color it was, as long as the front screen was black. So yeah, I think when it comes to that, you
don't want something that's eye catching.
I mean, it could be eye catching and still be a solid dark color. Like, to me, I just bought the Alienware Aurora. There is a white model. It's called the Lunar Lunar White, and Dark Side of the Moon is the two colors. And one is white, which looks almost exactly like the PS5. It's glossy. It's white as shit. And then there's the Dark Side of the Moon, which is solid black. And I think colors pop out of that. The RGB lighting on it really shines because now there isn't this, like, my eye isn't drawn to the corners of it. It's drawn to the glowing light of it. And I don't know. I just always prefer that. When I saw the mock-ups of the Miles Morales Spider-Man edition, I was like, yeah, I would definitely buy that console if it was in black because it looks slick. Going on to, like, the texture panels, like the inside of the panel is cool. Textured, and as you were explaining before, what are those textures? What is the texture?
It's the face buttons, like, so it's the X, square, circle, triangle buttons,
but very tiny.
Texture, very tiny. You gotta, like, really look in it.
So, yeah, and I just think the design of it could have been better with it being a solid black color. I know a lot of people freak out about the white one because they always want the white one. If it's not this color, it's the one they want is the other color. And I have never been that way when there was a black console. And I was very happy with last gen when they were both black. So that was and I've since, got them. I didn't want the white Xbox One, which Jameson has. He has the fatty Xbox One. That's white. But yeah, I don't know. It just didn't get that. It's too much for me. It just looks too much. It's like there's a lot going on sitting right there. And then the size of this motherfucker is big, fucking huge. There's a picture of a guy, a Japanese man, standing there, and it's as big as his torso. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That is. And then there's a meme that just came out where Phil Spencer's holding just this piece of cardboard with a PlayStation logo on it, and it goes from his shoulders to the ground. I was like, that's pretty funny.
God.
And he's actually doing it. That's not a doctored photo. But it's but yeah, I'm just like, God, that thing's so fucking huge. And the fact that PlayStation people will not fucking stop riding the dick that is PlayStation. It's you
Yeah,
cannot
they're like,
tell.
why is it so big? Oh, well, it's got the best stuff in it, so it's gotta be real big. I'm like, dude,
But
are
God
you?
forbid Xbox One comes with a fucking camera, and then it's like a whole big shit my pants moment, and it's like, oh my God, yeah. So if you look at the size comparisons, there are mock-ups of the size comparison between the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and they are so freaking different. It is the footprint of an Xbox Series X is literally the size of, I don't even know, like
I
if you
think
were
it's smaller than
like
the
your
X,
phone,
isn't it?
like two iPhones as the like square part of it, and then it's as high as, yeah, I think it's as high as the Xbox Series X or Xbox One X, and the PS5 is the tallest console ever created. It's just fucking huge.
I hope we got room for it.
And not
Yeah.
only that, it's wide. It's really wide. And so I don't know what they've done to this thing to make it the way that it is, but it is a ginormous motherfucker. And I mean, good, more power to you if you could put that on your entertainment center. But like, wow, I cannot imagine how you're gonna do it. It's huge. It's a giant console. Those are my gripes of it. Overall, I think, it's fine. It looks fine. It's okay. Tyler, what do you feel about this thing? You gave it a 5.5, which wasn't even a part of the scoring system here, but we'll go with it. Why in between 5 and 6 here? What didn't make it a 5 and what didn't make it a 6?
It's not ugly enough to be below like a 5, I guess, but it's don't like, again, the fins is interesting, and like, for example, like we take into consideration with like the Xbox, how the Xbox look, that shit ugly too. At least the fact of the matter is you can try to customize your Xbox to make it personal. You have basically a blank canvas. It's like the episode of SpongeBob he was like fucking with the marble pillar. You can do something with that. What can you do with that PlayStation to make it look nothing? Because it's gonna look weird. Because it has these like weird fins. It's like a budding vagina flower.
I didn't even. God, man. All right, I gotta give you that one. That's two now. That's two now, you guys.
Just like these flaps are just like, what is it? Like being big on top of it, and then like the like my thing is you could have like the dish tray in another part. You put it right there, so either depending on how you look at it, that shit either got a fat ass or it's pregnant.
That was what was weird. Why is it not in the middle?
I don't know.
Like, why is there this
Or, like,
bulging thing at the end of it now?
Or if you want to like be really sleek about it, why like where the flaps is? Why couldn't that be like a dish tray? Like,
Yeah.
just right in the
It is
flap,
weird.
like right. Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Because, yeah, and then there's also multiple different IOs. The IO on the front of the PS5 is weird. There were some slots in there that I was like, what the hell is that? Is that an SD slot? Like, what the fuck is that? But, yeah, it is weird how they didn't put the disk drive in the middle. But, I mean, I guess then it wouldn't look different from the digital edition, but it's still weird because it's not, like, concealable. Because, like, you only can lay it flat. Obviously, it's a console, so you can only lay it flat on one side. But it doesn't, like, look sleek. It's just this big old bump at the bottom of it. So, yeah, it's weird. What was that?
PlayStation got cake. It's crazy.
As Ashton mentioned, there is a digital version of it, so there will be two consoles. Xbox has not officially announced a secondary console. There is a heavy rumor. It's just literally at the point of Xbox just needs to say it. We need to hear it from Phil Spencer himself.
Rumor that it's gonna be like 400, and then they're making like it's like a mock image of what they think the how Xbox is a console S. It's a mock image of like another console that I will honestly prefer this because it's like I feel like I can fucking toss this thing around. It's like Xbox Series X, but like a perfect square. Like take what you have and cut it in half. I'm like, that looks clean.
Yeah.
That's just what was codenamed Lockhart, which was what I was talking about Bitcade at E3 last year.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's still heavily rumored. There's no what's happening with it. If we'll see it in this year or if we'll wait another year for it. There's also, I was talking with Nate, the roommate, and And when we were talking about it, he was mentioning that he was reading that it could be called the Xbox Series S, and that the it could be as low as $200. That is from one source that he had found, but I thought it was relatively interesting.
Probably won't be that low.
But it could. It's supposed. I don't know. That's a lot of rumor. I'm not gonna go back on that article because I didn't read it, but I was just hearing about it. But it was just something to think about. Of like, it would be very interesting for Microsoft just to come out and say like, hey, this is our underpowered console. It literally just gets the job done. It's weaker even. It's just essentially an Xbox One, just able to play all the new stuff. Graphically, it runs. It does the business and gets it done. And we're gonna just charge $200 for it. I mean, you could theoretically do that if all it did was just played games and did nothing else. Wasn't those are for the gamers that just want to play games, play the Call of Duty, play the Madden, play Fortnite, whatever. Not entirely out of the question in the times that we live in technology, but definitely a long shot at this point. We also got to look at the Pulse 3D headphones. This is the big giant thing they love talking about at the last PlayStation conference was 3D audio.
Which isn't even as good as Dolby, but all right.
We also got to see the DualSense a little bit more, which we already knew was the PS5 controller. That was the only thing we actually did see for a really long time until this conference. We got a media remote coming. That's cool, I guess. Also, HD camera. Jeez Louise. Holy crap. HD camera was also shown. And it looks interesting. But yeah, we got they talked about like 4K Blu-ray, ray tracing, ultra high speed SSD, haptic feedback on the controller, motion sensor in the controller, adaptive triggers that the controller has, charged by USB Type-C, built-in microphone, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and a 3D audio capable, which we kind of already went over Bitcade or two ago. So nothing new on the controller side, but yeah. But that's the PlayStation 5 conference. Anything else that you want to talk about it?
Oh, really? I hope it does well. I hope they come out with a slim version.
Did you are in the store, you were in Target, you see the Xbox Series X and you see the PlayStation 5. Which one are you getting, Ashton?
Series X.
Series X? Tyler?
Yeah.
Did this sell you on a PlayStation 5?
No,
going Xbox still.
Yeah, I mean, so the homies is on Xbox. So like Ashton, like he got a job, he could do that. I'm a college student. I ain't doing that. I gotta pick one.
Yeah. Xbox. So you going Xbox? Interesting. I think after this, I'm still on the Xbox side of things, just because. I mean, Xbox got to really fuck up their whole conference next month, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're moving on.